Here we have a problem in trigonometry. Let's go over the question. If the value of cosine 60 degree is equal to 0.5, find the value of cosine negative 480 degree. Here in the question, we have negative angle, that is negative 480 degree over here. So we know that cosine and its reciprocal secant. So these two trigonometric ratios are even trigonometric ratios. That is, in cosine and secant, even if I have negative angle, for example, cosine of negative theta will be equal to cosine theta. So this negative sign will not reflect anymore in the result. And also the same thing will have for secant, that is secant of negative theta is equal to just secant theta. So because the negative sign we have for the angle does not reflect on the right side, the reason is, so these two trigonometric ratios, cosine and secant, are even trigonometric ratios. So the rest, sine, its reciprocal, cosecant, tangent, cotangent are trigonometric ratios. For example, if I have sine of negative theta, so its result will be negative sine theta, because the negative we have for the negative sign we have for the angle will reflect over here. But it won't happen in cosine and secant because these two ratios are even trigonometric ratios. The rest of the trigonometric ratios, sine, cosecant, tangent, cotangent, are all trigonometric ratios. Okay, here we have cosine of negative 480 degree. So cosine is an even trigonometric ratio. So cosine of negative 480 degree will be equal to what? So just now we have seen, even if in cosine, even if the angle measure is negative, this negative sign will not reflect in the result of this one. So it is equal to just cosine 480 degree. Okay, here the angle measure is 480 degree. It is greater than 360. So that is here we have an angle measure more than one full rotation. Because already we know that the angle measure for one full rotation is 360 degree. Since it's 480 degree, it is more than one full rotation. Okay, to know the angle measure, which is apart from one full rotation, what we need to do is we have to divide this angle measure by 360. Because 360 is the angle measure that we have for one full rotation. When I divide this 480 by 360, 360 goes into 480 one times. 1 times 360 is 360. When I subtract this 360 from 480, I'm getting 120 degree angle. So now I have to consider the remainder. Remainder is 120 degree. So 480 degree means we start from 0 degree. It completes one rotation. And apart from that, we have 120 degree. So already we know here we have 90, here we have 180, here we have 270 degree. Okay, so we start from here. When I reach this position, it's 360 degree. And apart from 360, we have to go 120 degree so that I will reach this 180 degree. So to go to 120 degree means from here to here, it's 90, 120 degrees, it will be here. So this is 120 degree angle measure here. So now the 120 degree angle measure is in the second quadrant. This is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. So now the angle measure 120 degree is in the second quadrant. So for 480 degree, so we have one full rotation. Apart from that, we have 120 degree. So cosine 480 can be written as 360 degree plus 120 degree. So we can ignore the angle measure that we have for one rotation. So if I ignore that one, I'm just getting cosine 120 degree. Okay, now to evaluate the value of cosine 120 degree, I just have to take the reference angle for this 120 degree. A reference angle is nothing but the angular distance between the terminal side of this 120 degree and the x-axis or horizontal axis. So this is 120, here we have 180. So the reference angle is clearly 60 degree. The angular distance between the terminal side of 120 and the horizontal axis. The acute angle. Angular distance, this is also angular distance, but we should not take this one because this is obtuse angle. So whenever we take reference angle, always we have to take the acute angle between the terminal side of the given angle measure and the horizontal axis. That's 60 degree in this case. Okay, so instead of 120 degree, we can consider the reference angle over here. But before that, we have to do one more work. That is, in the second quadrant, actually 120 degree angle measure we have in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, cosine is negative. So because according to the concept of ASTC, so A means first quadrant, S means second quadrant, T means third quadrant, C means fourth quadrant. In the second quadrant, sine, yes, we have the alphabet S. So S means sine and its reciprocal cosecant. Only these two trigonometric ratios are positive in the second quadrant. The rest are negative. Rest means cosine, its reciprocal secant, tangent, cotangent. All these four trigonometric ratios are negative in the second quadrant. Only sine and its reciprocal cosecant are positive. But here we have cosine 120 degree. So 120 degree means it's second quadrant. In second quadrant, cosine is negative. So we have to take negative sign for this. Negative cosine. For 120 degree, the reference angle is the acute angle between the terminal side of this 120 and the horizontal axis. So it's one angle measured between 120 and 180. It's just 60. So in the question itself, I have the value of cosine 60. It is 0.5. So we can plug in 0.5 for this cosine 60. Now we have evaluated the value of cosine of negative 480 degree. That is negative 0.5.